Welcome back, everybody. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in for the last year. It's a new year, 2024. What better way to start off my first live stream of the year covering the Jeffrey Epstein list that is set to release all of the names, allegedly, later this week. But I want to focus on what they've already released and some of the names that they mentioned. And by the way, if you're a new viewer to this video, to my channel, please smash up the like button, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Drop some comments below. I'd love to hear what y'all think. And hit that subscribe button. So I'm going to bring top flaming content to y'all all day, every day. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Some of the names right off the bat. Former President Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, Bill Gates, Stephen Hawkins. Some very, very powerful and wealthy men that are linked to Jeffrey Epstein and Epstein Island, of which, if you're not aware of at this particular point, I don't know where you've been, but is tied and connected to very deeply a long line of human sex trafficking, and be that of underage people. So, I don't want to use certain words on here because this video may get flagged. But yeah, I just want to bring up a article just to break it down for you, because former President Clinton was named over 50 times as a John Doe, with many John Does, before they unveil all of the names. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So let's get right into it. Shout out to AOX. I believe that's how you pronounce this site where I got this article from. So it says, what to know about list of unsealed names in Jeffrey Epstein case. So before I even get into the article, we've had a president last, Donald Trump, who actually got arrested and went to jail. Now, he didn't stay in there long, but if he can get arrested and go to jail, and so does Bill Clinton and the rest of these disgusting individuals. Because that's a part of the reason why things are the way that they are in this country today, is because people who are connected to the quote unquote elites, they don't have to follow the same rules that every other man, woman, and child that's a citizen of this country has to follow. And that's a big problem. And it's becoming worse and worse, and a lot of people are becoming fed up with it. But let's jump right into the article. It says that a federal judge will seal hundreds of court documents from a lawsuit related to deceased convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein on Wednesday. So that should be coming out within a few hours, according to these reports. The big picture. Those documents include over 150 names deriving from a civil lawsuit against Ghislaine Maxwell, who was sentenced last year to over 20 years in prison on sex trafficking and other charges for helping Epstein sexually abuse teenage girls, aka the pedophile type of people. We're trying to make that a whole orientation, but that's a whole nother story that I could talk about in another video. I'm just going to focus on them actually going to release the list. I mean, will some of these people actually go to jail? That's very hard to say that they will, but I would love it, because they need to follow the rules like everybody else. I don't care how much money you got, what power you got. And that's why I say that our government is corrupt, because if you got money and things like that, they're above the law. And that's why we have what we have in the country today. Particularly when, like I said, I don't know if you're a fan or not of Donald Trump, it don't matter. If he can get locked up for something that they say he caused, even though one man can't make people do something unless they got a remote control to their brain. That's how I feel. So, people that are adults want to go and riot the Capitol, then hey, that's on them. That's not on Donald Trump. It doesn't matter what Donald Trump says. Whether you like him or not, he still got arrested for that. So if he can get arrested for that, somebody like Bill Clinton, whose name was mentioned over 50 times, and being at the same place at the same time when all of this sex trafficking and abuse of minors happened, you damn right he needs to be locked up. Him and his wife. All the stuff they have allegedly done. I mean, we're not stupid. We the people know what's going on. They got ties to certain people that run the world, central banking systems, Rothschilds. Bill Gates' name got caught up in this too. That guy's always been a creep. I don't like him one bit, particularly because he's trying to buy up all the land and sell this fake food and continue to poison people. And then, when the pandemic happened, he was one of the people trying to push certain medication treatment, and he doesn't have a background in medication at all. And that's not to say whether you're against the shot or not. I don't care about that. What I'm saying is, who are these people other than people who have money and ties to powerful people? They need to get locked up too, just like everybody else who breaks the law. Because if we have a lawless land, then that's a problem. And you see how our country's turning into. Certain people have a different set of laws, and that's why people are getting tired of the nonsense. But anyway, to catch up quick, it said last month, U.S. District Judge Loretta Preska, shout out to her because she's the one who made this something important to bring forth. We need to definitely be protecting our children. She ordered most of the material within 187 entries listed under the pseudonym J. Doe be released after January 1st in regard to the suit. Now, part of the lawsuit, Virginia, can't pronounce her last name, so forgive me, accused Maxwell of facilitating her sexual abuse. The case was settled in 2017, though the terms were not made public at the time. Preska also noted that anyone who may be named in the documents could file an appeal prior to the documents' release. So it says, who's expected to appear in the documents? Some of the names, a handful which Preska has ordered remain sealed, I wonder why, will include alleged co-conspirators, alleged perpetrators, and alleged victims and witnesses per ABC. The names of Epstein's former employees will also be included. Prince Andrew, as I mentioned earlier in the video. Jeffrey, I don't know how to pronounce that name, so forgive me. Alleged in a separate suit that Epstein arranged for Prince Andrew to sexually abuse and rape her when she was 17. Prince Andrew settled the lawsuit in 2022, but did not admit to wrongdoing in the settlement. Now, if I'm somebody like a Prince Andrew, right, and I got all this money and power, and somebody accuses me of something that I know I didn't do, you think I'm going to settle with this person? Hell no. I'm not settling for nothing. Because just by settling proves that you have some type of guilt in it. I'm sorry, that's how I see it. There's no reason for why you should settle for a lawsuit if you did nothing of what the person is suing you for. But you know how these people, that's what I'm saying. It's like we're getting the list released, but are these people going to actually get held accountable? Yeah, their names get released, but I mean, are they going to go to jail? They're going to lose all of their wealth? Shoot. I would like to see them go to jail, and then if and when they get out, they have to work a 9 to 5 for the rest of their life, and they can't make more than a certain amount of money, and they can't have the connections that they used to have, like a probation type of thing. So if they contact any of the people that are all connected to this case, oh, they violate probation, you go back to jail, just like how they do with every other quote unquote criminal in the United States, right? So I'm saying, everybody got to be able to follow the laws. Money should not dictate whether you can break the laws or not, or who you know. But that's what we've been dealing with for a long time. It's about time that we drain the swamp, as Trump would say. So I have to steal Trump's terminology right there. But this is disgusting. Now we jump to former President Clinton. He's been mentioning over 50 of the redacted filings, according to ABC. So the records do not indicate any evidence of illegality on Clinton's part, and his representatives said they did not object to the unsealing. Clinton, who traveled with Epstein to multiple continents in the early 2000s, had praised Epstein as a quote unquote highly successful financer and committed philanthropist. Now, it's very interesting, right? Because if you guys are unaware, I will put you on to what are two of the most luxurious, and I mean luxurious ways not ways, but one of the most lucrative businesses in the world, and they're actually illegal, but people do it all the time when you have power and connections like a Jeffrey Epstein and Bill Clinton. Human sex trafficking. And when they're of a younger age, underage, they might unalive them and take their organs. And organ harvesting is also big business. Both illegal things, but these people don't seem to have to serve time or pay for any of the crimes that they definitely committed. So I'm saying is like Bill Clinton got mentioned over 50 times, but nothing of what he did that they're saying is illegal. Now, it's very interesting because the average person in this country does a crime and they have other people that they did the crime with. Now, somebody might have been the driver, somebody might have executed the crime. You still get in trouble by affiliation and knowing that something that you did or the people that you were with were doing something that was illegal. You get in trouble every time. Even if you cooperate, you still have to do some time or probation or what have you. So why should Bill Clinton be an exception to not doing jail time? I want to see them all locked up. Like my main thing is this. It's children, underage children, man. That's disgusting. I mean, sex trafficking within itself is disgusting. But children, come on, man. That's to me, that's the biggest crime that you can do is to violate children like that, kidnapping children. I mean, look what's going on with the border right now. Who's the president right now? Joe Biden. Like I said, I don't play one side of the fence. I want to hold everybody accountable. I don't care what political party they're from. If you're doing wrong or you just a straight up creep, we need to have you investigated. I don't care what title you hold. And this is how we can get our country back is by holding everybody accountable, not the people that you just don't like. Everybody need to get uh, a background search. Shoot, we have to do that as regular citizens when we apply for jobs, right? So, when people have those positions of power, they need an extensive background search and they need to have eyes on them all the time because they're a public figure. So you shouldn't be able to have that type of privacy when it comes to your dealings with illegality type of things or being associated with people that do these illegal, disgusting things. You should be held to the fire even more because you're supposed to be the one that's serving the people, right? Or representing a country of people. But you guys are just representing the corporation, and the United States has been a corporation for a while. That's why it's all about money. So the more money you got, it seems like the more things you can get away with. And then you got connections with people who really own this country. Oh man, you can get away with damn near anything. And then there's it might be a conspiracy, but then they can just tell us that this person got locked up. Meanwhile, they could be living somewhere on another island and they just can't show face or be seen in the public eye anymore. But they don't actually go to jail. You know what I'm saying? So this is just really, really disgusting to me that it's actually taking this long, and we'll see if they get locked up. There are a lot more names to be released. So some of the 187 J. Doe entries are tied to the same person. Uh, like I said, Bill Clinton's name been mentioned as a John Doe over 50 times. So they're definitely talking about him right there. And some of the entries include people who are now dead. So, obviously the people that are dead now, I mean, they can get charged, but they're dead, so they're not going to serve time or whatever. And like I said, I truly don't think that any of them are going to go to jail. I would love it. It'd be very lovely if we could start a petition to have some of these people in high places actually go to jail. I would love to start a petition with that. At least then we can get our government cleaned up from all the corruption because people want to take money over lives. It's like profit over people. That's what we've been dealing with for a very long time in the United States Corporation of America. So the article goes on to tell people who Epstein and Maxwell are. I mean, we're pretty much familiar with who they are. They were quote unquote business partners. She was his alleged mistress who helped, you know, traffic underage girls, basically groom underage girls and boys because it wasn't just girls that were getting sexually abused underage. It was also little boys too. So all in all, I'm gonna leave it at there for now. Please drop some comments below what you think about the situation, what you think is going to happen, and how we can start a petition to hold all of these people that have all this money and power accountable, just like they hold regular, ordinary citizens like you and me accountable if we ever break the law. We need to do that ASAP if we want our country back, because right now our country is more like a corporation. And if you don't see that, well, just follow the money. And I'm gonna leave it at that. If you like this coverage, please smash up the like button, leave some comments below, and if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I'm coming back tomorrow, maybe even later if they release it, with a part two. Peace and one love.